Hello, Captains. It's me, TONIK TZW, here in the Tier 7 American Tech Tree Destroyer, the Fletcher, which has been one of my favourites for a long time, but it's been sat gathering dust. However, we're going to dust it off, we're going to grease it up, and we're going to get in for some backdoor action. We're going to slip in quietly, and then we're going to start banging away as hard as we can. This was so much fun to play, thoroughly enjoyed it, made a few mistakes, but in the end it all came good. So looking at that, there's a lot of destroyers in this game: Fletcher, Benson, Mars, Gadjamada, and there's a few divisions out there as well. 2 Richelieus in division, and I come up on the mic at the start, I was like, oh, 2 Richelieus in division, I wonder how are they going to play, and I'm thinking they're just going to bow tank at one end of a cap and go forwards and backwards. But how wrong could I have been? And one of them is going to have a very good game, but sadly I am going to deny him the prize. Now, normally domination, I say play the cap you spawn on, but I spawn on the home cap, so that gives me the choice to go either way, left or right. But I decided to do something a little bit different to this one, and I'm going straight up the middle. But I'm going to be a little bit cautious about it, because I know sometimes you get ships that sit in the middle of the cap and they wait for somebody to come round the corner. Now I'm just going to adjust my seating position, because I've cleaned the sofa today and it's very squeaky. The casting couch needed a wipe down. Maybe after this backdoor action, eh? For those that know, you know. I haven't had the camera on for the web streams for a while, but I promise you I'll start doing that again soon once I've had a shave and waxed my legs and done my bikini line and things. But here we go. We're going to sneak up and we're going to have a peek around this corner. There's one of the Richelieus. He's going away from us. I'm thinking, okay, the other Richelieu might be going as well. There's the Gadjamada. Do we get in a gunfight? Well, no. They've got plenty of ships across there to take care of that, haven't they? Yes, let's do our own thing for once. We are solo after all in this one. Now, the one thing that I'm worried about in going around this corner is that battleship shadow that's at the top, because I think if he turns down here, I'm scuppered, because I don't really have anywhere to go. Richelieu is going full tilt away from us. His mate has already made it round the corner. So I'm thinking, okay, let's do this very gently. 3 destroyers accounted for out of 4. There's a shadow across there as well. That could be all 4 accounted for. But where is this battleship? Oh, look, there he is. It's the Alabama. That's a great ship for global XP, and I'm very wary of getting close to these guys, and I turn out. Now I'm nose into the rock. I'm looking at this Gadjamada thinking, do I go guns on him? But I'm thinking, in doing so, I'll give myself away to the Alabama and he might turn. And by the looks of things, they've got that taken care of. There you go. North Carolina finishes them off. Torpedoes are running on the Alabama. The Richelieus have pushed around, and I'm just waiting for those torpedoes to reach him before I turn into this capture point. I think he's realised that they're on the way. There's a bit of an OFU moment as they get closer. He's got that beep, 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 beep going on in his headset, and he knows that he could be practically FC UK'd from this point onwards. But he turns out he takes a couple. How many does he take? 5 in total, 4 floods, and he damage cons that straight away. So now I'm going to move on to the cap, and that's going to tell all of Red Team, especially that Alabama, that there is a destroyer on their home cap. The guys have taken care of A. There's still another destroyer out there, but they are going to make, I think, short work of him. And I'm just waiting for the time. I'm biding my time here. Now, should I have stayed on the cap here? Because I'm going to go guns, because I can see where his turrets are looking, and his damage control will have run down by now. So all he's got on me is 1 turret. So if he wants to kill me, he's either got the back turret only, or he's going to have to turn to bring all his turrets to bear. and I'm tracking away off the cap to try and keep just that back turret facing in my direction. Here we go. He gets a shot off. We adjust in our aim. He does land it, but of course he's got AP loaded because he's expected to be going up against battleships. I would have loaded HE by this point, knowing that there's a destroyer behind me. But we just keep raining on him, and it is going to end in pure misery for that man. Somebody tries to thirst the kill at the last second. Yeah, I saw you. I saw you, Kansas. You tried to pull that one away. Sneaky little devil. But there we go. They are 2 battleships and 2 destroyers down. And what are we down? 2 destroyers and 1 battleship. So we do have the lead, and the Richelieus are coming in. Now, as I fire my guns there, I see that I get spotted, and I'm thinking, well, where am I getting spotted from? Oh, heck, there's a Synop over there. So let's get our guns straight onto him, and I'm going to have to come off this capture point again. That's not what I want to be doing. Ideally, I want to stay on the capture point, but knowing that this guy has limited damage controls, the more fires I can get on him, he's going to have to let them tick. There we go. There's 1 fire on. He's going to let that one tick. We can see it ticking up on the damage at the top. And we are going to pull out of this smoke screen and keep him spotted. It looks like he's running for cover. His guns are facing forwards again. We're going to put some torpedoes out there just in case he tries to run back in towards their capture point. And I am located. Now that means that I'm the closest ship to a destroyer, and I'm thinking, they've taken that far cap. There's still 2 destroyers unaccounted for. One a Fletcher. I think the other one is a Benson. But oh no, here comes a full send. And we trade some more hit points there. But we are going to stay on this guy. We're going to move back towards our smoke screen. We're looking to see when we drop detection, because that will tell us roughly where this other ship is, because I can't see what is spotting me at the moment. There's something there leading this hit up, and as we drop behind our smoke screen, we don't want to go and sit in that smoke screen. We can still be screened by it. You don't necessarily have to be sat in it. You can be behind it. As long as there isn't anything with line of sight to you, you can use the smoke screen for cover. So Synop has damage controlled. I'm going to keep just wailing on him with as much as I can. I'm watching his turrets to see which direction they're taking, and I know I'm not going to get the greatest amount of damage across the top here, but all I need is another fire, and let that tick, and it will continue to burn this guy down. You can see how many shatters we're getting on the Synop. Looking at that, probably 80% of our shells are shattered. Should I have switched to AP, or would they have just been bouncers as well, or is that bouncers and not shatters? But here we go. We're going to stay on them, and if you notice there, twist and track switches to our rear. And that means that there is something coming round behind us. And there we are, we're spotted. He opens up fire a little bit too soon, and we're going to fluff a couple of these shots. But Benson versus Fletcher, it's a fairly even match, but I think I've got him on reload. He's got to stay broadside to get all his guns on. I'm turning into him. I'm expecting torpedoes, but we get on him. We get the kill. That is 2. And now we're going to pop some shots at those guys down there with the torpedoes. Feeling a little bit risky, because all it takes is one of these guys to lob a shell at me and I could potentially be out of the game. But we're putting shots at the Fletcher because he is low health, but he goes out to the Massachusetts. So straight away we switch onto the Richelieu, and I get the feeling that this Synop is coming out, and the spider sense was tingling, and yes, there he is. I want to get back on that capture point, but that Richelieu in front of me and the Synop to my side means it could be a dangerous place to be. We are up on points by about 100 points, but it isn't going to stay that way. So we're going to see if we can get another fire on this Synop. We're just going to aggravate him. If we can draw a salvo from that Synop, that's one salvo that he doesn't fire at one of our ships. So there we go. We get another fire on him. He is burning. It looks like he's changing direction, so we switch our shells and we're going to start kiting away because it looks like those turrets are going to turn towards us. And now we are just going to run straight and true away from him, let that fire burn. We lose the Massachusetts, and now it is a matter of points, and there aren't very many points in it. There's 8 points in the game so far. I want to get another fire on that guy, but I can't risk getting killed. A destroyer versus 2 battleships is key. 1 battleship versus 2 battleships, then we're on for a loss. But I can see that the Richelieu has pushed out through the middle there. He's coming up the flank to the side. Had he gone into Alpha Cap, I think that Red Team could have potentially saved the game on this one. But this guy here in the Georgia, he was supporting me from the start. There's the Richelieu again. Spider Sense, predictable play. We put one set towards the corner and we put the other set out a little bit wider. Now we are going to get back onto this capture point. I know we would have had a much bigger advantage by now had I stayed on the capture point. So now I'm going to try and right my wrongs and push in here and get this one turned, all the while being wary of where that Richelieu is coming from. I was telling the Georgia not to pull out too far because he's got the Synop on his flank, but that the Richelieu was coming round broadside to him. Unfortunately, we missed the torpedoes. A little bit of extra damage there would have helped this Georgia no end. And the Richelieu, realizing that he is broadside, immediately turns out and is going to try and kite away. So the Georgia is the problem child now. This point of the game, we're playing to stay alive. I know that we need the capture point. I know that we need the points. If we lose the Georgia, then it's going to come down to me. And I hate to be the hero in this story, but, you know, sometimes you've got to be. We don't always have great games, so it's nice to showcase those ones that we do. And as I said, I'm still below 100k damage. I haven't got a single medal to my name. But we're going to see if we can get shots on this Richelieu. But watch his turrets. As I'm wailing on him, I'm very wary that I could get blind fired, and he is going to be paying attention to my smoke screen and where I am firing from. And just as I think he's going to get ready to fire at me, I am going to stop firing and then wait until he takes his shot. So here we go. He's got his turrets looking at my smoke. I stop firing. He's still looking there. He's waiting for the shot, but I'm not going to give him the pleasure. I've warned the Georgia that the Synop is coming round behind us. This guy was listening in on comms and he was talking, and I did give him a very, very good game and well played. Spider Sense tingling there again. So here we go. One set straight at the corner and the other set a little bit further out, because if he sees one set and avoids it, then the chances are that he might sail into the second set, and all we need is one torpedo. Hello, Mr. Synop. You're burning again, aren't you? It wasn't me. But do I push forward, try to keep the Georgia alive? Does the Georgia turn and go onto the Synop? Synop is bow tanking, but we are going to take that man out of the equation, and that is him gone. But with the Georgia turning, he has put himself broadside to that Richelieu, and that Richelieu is going to make him pay. So I'm saying on comms at the moment that, look, we've got this on points. We've got 3 caps. Even if you die, we take the win. I'm not going to risk firing any more at this guy from open water, because if he takes me, then he's going to take you as well, and we throw the game. So we're going to try and play smart. And here we go. Is that the one? That's the one. There are 40 seconds on the clock. We are up by 120 points. The cap finally made a difference. So did taking out the Synop. Now we've just got to play smart. And I'm glad we're towards the end of the game, because I didn't want to spend ages having to run round capture points to contest them, because that would have just made for something really, really boring. So the last few seconds are ticking down. The Richelieu is going to pull a blind shot, I think, or did he already do it? And I'm just wary about running into the corner of this island and hoping that he doesn't try for another shot on me. But the match ends with a victory for Blue Team, so slipping in the back doors and then banging away certainly made for an exciting round in World of Warships Legends. Just over 107,000 damage, 3 kills, 2498 on the base XP, which is a good game. It's not magnificent, but sadly the Richelieu was after me for a Kraken, and I did send him a GG as well, which he appreciated. But high caliber Confederate Dreadnought, and I think that's a close quarters expert as well, perhaps. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. The Fletcher is a really fun ship to play, worth a tech tree grind. Stick around, smash the like button, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought of the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. You can donate or become a channel member to help support me to keep you all entertained with silly fun puns. Until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.